Hadi bakalım. Öyleyse başlasın video. Let's go. Bakalım Ekipmanlar 2.0 videosu. Hadi.
Hello everyone, my name is Yuri Filipovsky and I'm the lead balance designer.
Aha. Hani oyuna kızıyoruz ya. Matchmaking'e kızıyoruz. RNG'ye kızıyoruz. Bir daha oynatıyorum. Bak ne yazıyor burada. Bu. Hepsi bunun başının altından çıkıyor. Bu arkadaşa ulaşın. Buna yönlendirin her şeyi.
And I'm the lead balance designer. You all know about the current situation in the world. So this video will be an experimental video conference format. We want to tell you about a new feature called Equipment 2.0. In a couple of days after this video releases, the Sandbox Server will be launched, and we would like you to participate in testing and share your feedback with us.
The Sandbox Server in World of Tanks is a range of sorts, where we test the most complex and nuanced mechanics in conditions that are as close to real as possible. We are gathering feedback, looking into player behavior during testing and conducting surveys. The players influence the future of the game with both their word and their actions. They help define what mechanics need improvement, what has to be removed, and what can be added to the game.
Hello, my name is Igor. I'm a game designer.
Hello, my name is Anton, and I'm a game balance.
Deminki elemanla bu denge tasarımcısı. Buna da güzel dileklerimizi gönderebiliriz.
Designer. Let me tell you about.
Gerçi hadi bu mavi tişörtlerin çok bir şey yoktur. Bu yönetici, bu çocuk hani bu ne diyorsa onu yapıyor aslında.
The main changes that were made to the game interface. The main changes were made to the lower panel of vehicle equipment. Modules were removed from here, and the appearance of equipment has changed. It's now showed as cards. Consumables look the same, as do directives. And now shells have additional information, and the text size is bigger, making it easier to read. Modules can be changed in the research window as before. This is the IS-7, so it only has one set of modules. But if we take a vehicle that has several sets of modules, for example the M4A 3E8 Sherman, we can still change the configuration of its turret, engine, and gun just like we used to.
Anton, could you show us how all of this will look for lower tier vehicles? Like, take a tier 1 vehicle, for example, please.
Sure, let's look at Tier 1. I happen to have the Cruiser Mark 1 in my garage. This is what it looks like.
Hiçbir şey yok.
We will probably have to explain what's happened here.
It's all gone, Chief.
What happened here is the number of equipment slots was reduced to 0. The slots for consumables and directives are also gone.
We will of course explain why this has happened. Currently, we observe several trends that we would like to change.
It's hard for new players to figure out the game mechanics, particularly equipment, consumables, and directives. The more experienced players who own and mount various pieces of equipment have a substantial
Ayımız kutlu olsun hey Guz iyi ki varsın, cansın, KRALSIN şu Igor tam bir kazma bu arada LUL.
Eyvallah boşluğun gazabı kesene bereket. Teşekkür ediyorum. Burayı telife soktuğun için de çok teşekkür ediyorum. 10 dakika sonra yapaydın ya şu videoyu bitireydik. Eyvallah ama. Sağ olasın, var olasın. 2. ayında. Thank you.
Another peculiarity of the current system is that the equipment at low tiers is pretty expensive. Players have to play tens or even hundreds of battles in low-tier vehicles to purchase it. At the same time, it's much easier to earn credits for equipment in high-tier vehicles, and its cost looks much more reasonable compared to the cost of the vehicle. The other issue is related to assortment. For example, in the current system, there are only several popular equipment types. The absolute favorites are the gun rammer, improved ventilation, gun laying drive, gun stabilizer, camo net, and the binocular telescope. The others are practically not used.
Çünkü bir işimize yaramıyor yani. Hani bir zahmet kullanılmaz tabii ki. Diğerlerinin faydası ve bu kullanılmıyor dediğimiz yok karbondioksittir, yok ıslak mühimmattır. Onun faydasını yan yana koyduğun zaman birinin maça etkisi çok yüksekken, çok devasa bir etkisi var. Yani öbürünün maça etkisi şu kadar. O yüzden bu kadar etkisi olanları kimse kullanmaz. Geriye 4-5 tane donanım kalır kullanılan. İşte düşey dengeleyici az önce saydım mesela. Onlar.
Additionally, there is currently a lot of equipment that has the same effect but at different prices. And this equipment fits different vehicles. 20-odd types of enhanced suspension, 4 types of gun rammer. This may not only confuse you, but simply forces you to spend credits to purchase new equipment when switching vehicles. This leads to another issue, a lack of configuration diversity. Generally, one of 3 basic combinations is used, no matter the vehicle type. Gun laying drive, improved ventilation, gun rammer. Gun stabilizer, improved ventilation, gun rammer. Or gun stabilizer, gun laying drive.
4'ün üçlü kombinasyonu gibi yani. Happy Top kullandığımız 4-5 tane donanım var. Tanka göre bunların arasından üçlüsünü seçiyoruz işte. Düşey dengeleyici dediğim gibi. Takılabilen her tanka düşey dengeleyici takıyoruz. Sürgü takıyoruz. 2 slot doldu zaten. Üçüncüye göre işte tankımızda hafif tanksa, orta tanksa görüş mesafemizi arttırıyoruz. Ağır tanksa işte topumuzu ya da işte top niye böyle yaptım lan? Topumuzu ya da ne bileyim işte hareket kabiliyetimizi falan arttırmak için havalandırma ya da hızlı nişan alma alıyoruz falan filan. Yani Happy Top'u taktığımız 4-5 tane donanımın 3'ünü seçiyoruz. Oradan bahsediyor. Diyor ki oyunda bir sürü var diyor donanım. Oyuncular 5 tanesini 6 tanesini kullanıyor.
Gun rammer. Our statistics tell us that any other configuration is a rare sight. And finally, most equipment types currently improve characteristics related to the vehicle's firepower. Very few equipment items affect the maneuverability or survivability, for example. So it turns out that light and medium tanks can't improve some of their key characteristics.
Yani evet zaten hani bir de çok farklı çeşitlilikte donanım da yok. Hepsi atış gücünü arttırmaya yönelik. Çok nadir işte tankın hareket kabiliyetine ya da ne bileyim zırhına yönelik bir tane ya var ya yok yani donanım. Ama atış gücümüzü etkileyen bir sürü donanım var. Haliyle de herkes atış gücüne odaklanıyor. Mantıklı olan da o.
As all of the listed issues are pretty complex and interconnected, it means that the new features that we are planning to add to the game may affect several game aspects at the same time. Interface, economy, gameplay, and others.
Speaking of decreasing the number of equipment and consumable slots for low tiers, we have simplified the gameplay considerably. We are now looking at Tier 1, and it only has shells, but Tier 2 already has an additional slot for equipment and another for consumables.
Thanks to these changes, we decrease the difference between a player.
Ben şeyi sevmedim ama yani consumables dediğimiz o sarf malzemelerinin yok olmasını ben sevmedim. Niye abi? Birinci seviye tankların tamir çantasına ihtiyacı yok mu? İlk yardıma ihtiyacı yok mu? O adam paleti kırıldığı zaman paletini tamir edebileceğini ikinci seviyeye geldiğinde mi öğrenecek? Bu biraz mantıksız olmuş bence.
Additional slot for equipment and another for consumables.
Thanks to these changes, we decrease the difference between a player who has all the equipment available mounted on their vehicle and a new player who doesn't even have a proper crew. They will still have the advantage in the playing experience if they have any, but the technical difference will be smaller, especially at lower tiers.
It's also worth noting that the number of slots will grow with the tiers. At Tier 2, there will be 1 slot for equipment and consumables. At Tier 3, there will be 2 of each, and so on. And by Tier 5, all of the usual slots for equipment, consumables, and directives will fully return.
Yes, and this system implies that the difference between players at lower tiers will be the skill level.
Many equipment items were divided into 3 classes to solve the issue of the high cost at low and middle tiers in the current system. For example, if we take a Tier 2 vehicle and try mounting something on it, we will see that the items cost no more than 50,000 credits and have Class 3 in the name. It's the lowest one. Let's take improved ventilation, for example. It will be available for 50,000 credits, and it gives the standard 5% bonus. If we go to a mid-tier vehicle, let's say Tier 6, and try mounting something here, we will see that all the items cost around 200,000 credits. They have Class 2 in the name, the middle one, and they have the same bonus. And a Tier 10 vehicle, like the Botshot 25, can access Class 1 equipment. It costs 600,000 credits on average. But if some equipment cost less and was available for the vehicle, like the Class 2 improved ventilation was available for the bot shot, then it will have the same cost as before. It will not become more expensive.
Like Anton said, we couldn't divide all equipment by class. We have some exceptions. Mainly, these exceptions are related to some equipment having different categorization, like spall liners.
Yes, Yuri, let me explain a bit more. The spall liners are now divided into 4 types. Basically, it's the same as before. There are light, medium, heavy, and super heavy ones. Speaking of exceptions, we should also mention the camouflage net now has 2 classes. The cheaper camo net will cost 50,000 credits, and the one that's available for the top vehicles will cost 100,000. The vertical stabilizer, as before, will not be available for all vehicles. For example, for TDs or vehicles of lower tiers. The Class 2 stabilizer will be able for mounting on mid-tier vehicles, and the Class 1 vertical stabilizer will be available for vehicles of tiers 8 to 10.
So, it will not have Class 3.
That's right. The same system is available for the new equipment that can only be mounted on the mid and top tier vehicles.
The various equipment items that affected suspension durability were gathered together into one piece. So we now have just one type instead of 21 as before. And it has 3 price variants. It can be installed on all vehicles, so you will not have to purchase additional equipment to improve the suspension if you switch your vehicle. Change is good, of course, but we've added a lot of new equipment items and changed how some of the old ones worked in some places. Anton, show us what's new at the low tiers.
For example, at Tier 2, there is a way to improve your accuracy and engine power, as well as the concealment, independent on whether the vehicle is moving or stationary.
So even low-tier vehicles have new equipment, and the high-tier ones have plenty more.
If we take a Tier 10 light tank as an example and try to find something to improve its scouting ability, we can see there are a lot of new items here.
Tamam, şimdi anladım. Yukarıya filtre koymuşlar. Bu filtreden seçebiliyorsun. İşte gözcülük yeteneği. Şurada bir hız işareti var. Muhtemelen hareketlilik konusunu iyileştiren şeyler. Şurada bir kutucuk var. Bu tahminim işte zırh, beka dediğimiz hani aracın hayatta kalma ihtimalini arttıran şey. Şu çarpı işareti de zaten hasar işareti. Bu da topumuzla ilgili olan geliştirmeler. Anladım şimdi. Buradaki filtreleri tıkladığımız zaman bir sürü donanım çıkıyor karşımıza. Biz gene bunun 3 tanesini seçebileceğiz herhalde. 3+1. Gene oyunda olduğu gibi anladığım kadarıyla. Bir bakalım.
For example, you can increase the time the enemy vehicle is spotted.
Jamming device. -2 saniye. Neye şu kamerası şurada olmasaymış görürmüşüz. Bir şeye -2 saniyeyi düşürüyor. Jamming muhtemelen herhalde şey bu. Biz spotlandık ya. Spotumuz 2 saniye erkenden düşüyor. Abi biraz değişik bir şey olacak bu ama hayırlısı.
Or decrease the time you were spotted yourself. Improve your ability to spot moving enemies, and so on.
And what about...
Hop. Şu neymiş?
Improve your ability...
And what...
Ah! Yakalayamadım. Ne diyor? Bonus. Panoramik triplex. -7.5. The concealment of moving enemy vehicles. Hı. Hareket eden düşman tanklarının kamuflajlarını düşürüyor. Neye göre? Spotta olanların kamuflajları. Anlamadım. Yani bunun mekaniği nasıl çalışacak acaba?
And what about the old ones? We did change a lot of the old equipment items.
Anlamadım onu.
Let's take the WoT ammo rack. Its effect was improved considerably. The bonus to durability used to be 50%. Now it's 100%. We also decreased the penalty for the damage ammo rack and added a unique effect that prevents the player's ammo rack from exploding.
This is not the only change that we made to all equipment, far from it. And we have new items. There'll be a lot to play with and figure out.
Anton, let's show the equipment that allows players to increase the hit points of their vehicles. Let's use the mouse as an example.
What an unexpected choice.
Yes, the mouse. The most durable vehicle in the game has many equipment items that can increase its survivability. There are the old faithfuls, like the spall liners, and the new ones, like the improved consumables and its increased hit points. So the mouse has 3,000 hit points by default, and if we mount this equipment to it, it will receive 150 additional hit points.
Bayağı
Considering the good
artıyormuş.
armor that it has, these 150 hit points may help win a battle.
Gören de 3000-3500 yapacak falan. 3150 ne lan? Beğenmedim.
It just so happened that historically most of our equipment items affected mainly the firepower of the vehicle, and thus the influence on all vehicle characteristics was not really balanced. To solve this issue, we diversified the equipment assortment considerably in the parts that relate to other characteristics, because the firepower part already feels pretty good as it is. Anton, show us what new categories we have now.
Taking the IS-7 as an example, we can see that it has different icons and different slots that say that this slot belongs to a category. In this case, the first slot has the special category of survivability, the second has mobility, and the third one doesn't have any. On the bot shot, for example, the first one has the mobility specialization, and the second one is scouting. On the STRV-103, it's scouting and firepower.
Do these specializations depend on the vehicle type?
They depend on both the vehicle type and its role. The IS-7 had survivability and mobility, whereas the mouse had survivability and survivability. Both vehicles are Tier 10 heavy tanks, but they are played very differently.
Alt yazı kalmış orada.
And survivability. Both vehicles
İkisi de 10 seviye ağır tank fakat oynanışları çok farklı.
are Tier 10 heavy tanks, but they are played very differently.
And for the mouse, I will be able to only mount the survivability equipment in these slots?
If we try to mount something there, we will see that we have all equipment available in both the first and second slots, and the latter one doesn't have a category. The difference is that the first slot provides an increased bonus to characteristics. Say in this slot this equipment item gives plus 50%, and this one only plus 30%.
I'd like to add about bounty and improved equipment. They already have an increased bonus compared to the standard equipment. Therefore, the bounty and improved equipment items will not benefit from the slot bonus.
Yes, if we look at the extended spare parts kit, it adds the same bonus, irrespective of which slot I choose. At the same time, its standard counterpart, the toolbox, adds 35 in the category slot and 25 in the normal slot.
So it means that we can now create different equipment sets for one vehicle to play different objectives?
Yes, if we take the mouse and build it for survivability, we can mount the toolbox in the third slot. The increased hit points go in the first slot, and the second one will have the spall liner. This will be one equipment set. Or we can mount something for firepower in the empty slot. Let's say it will be a gun rammer. And we'll mount the fill tanks with CO2 in the survivability slot to avoid being set ablaze. We can ignore the category of the first slot and have a stabilizer there, for example.
Well, I guess we'll have to make a manager for these builds next to be able to save them and switch between them quickly. So, brace yourselves.
We keep talking about the Moss Butlet switch to the bot shot 25T for a minute. I think we can make a build which boosts both firepower and gun handling, for example. Hey, let's try to make a build like that, Anton.
Let's try. Ventilation is an easy pick, considering the match with the slot. Both the vents and the slot have mobility, so this will provide an increased bonus. The stabilizer in the second slot will allow an increase in shooting accuracy, and we can use either the existing gun laying drive or the new sighting gear for increased accuracy when fully aimed. This will be the build for firepower with increased firing accuracy and a slightly faster magazine reload.
You may probably also need better view range and mobility in teamfights.
Yes, let's build the Scout Hybrid. Put everything into view range and concealment.
Let's use filters, Anton, so that we only see what we need.
Sure, let's apply filters. For mobility, we can mount the increased maximum speed, or the increased engine power, or the increased traverse speed while moving. The bot shot has a very good specific power, but it could still use an increase to its maximum speed. Let's give it an extra plus 6 kilometers per hour to the top speed. This will bump it to 71 kilometers per hour. The second slot has the scouting specialization, and the bot shot has 6 different items for scouting. There are the old types of optics and the new ones. Here, the improved radio looks quite interesting, as it will increase the time that enemies are spotted, which will be useful for the bot shot. And in the third slot, as it has no category, we can mount something that we liked before but didn't have the opportunity to use. It can be, let's say, additional browsers, which provide a boost to the hull traverse speed and allow us to hit the maximum speed faster.
Basically, the possibilities here are endless.
Yes, so what we have here is that at higher tiers, 2 slots have a category, but it's not mandatory. It doesn't force players to mount this exact type of equipment there. You can use anything you want. However, in that case, you will not receive a bonus in that category, but there's no penalty either. The equipment will work as intended.
Basically, you can even leave all your equipment as you have it now.
Yes, sure. But on the other hand, I'd strongly recommend trying and playing around with the categorized slots.
At least on the sandbox, yes?
Exactly.
Now you can set your vehicles up in very different ways, depending on either your playstyle or the game modes that you're going to play.
You probably have questions about the equipment conversion process. It's a really important issue, and our main goal in this case is that players do not lose anything during the conversion. I'm talking about both the certain equipment items and its cost in credits. Of course, all old equipment items will be converted to the new ones, and the conversion will happen considering the peculiarities of the new system.
Also, you shouldn't worry about improved equipment. It'll be moved to the depot for free. Additionally, when the conversion happens on the main server, every player will receive a certain number of demounting kits.
İyi, hadi bakalım.
As we already said, it's not guaranteed that everything we're testing on the sandbox will be released. It's a place for experiments after all, and a way to share our ideas with you.
Exactly. We are sharing our hypotheses with you, studying them and improving them, so your opinion will also influence the final state of the new equipment in the game.
Come play in the sandbox, leave your feedback, participate in testing, and fill out the survey. See you soon.
See you kardeşim. Şimdi benim anladığım bayağı fazla donanım ekleyecekler oyuna. Bunları da tank bazlı nasıl diyeyim, tankın rolüne göre orada kilit bir nokta koyup sen tankın rolüne göre donanımı, oyunun sana önerdiği donanımlardan birini kullanırsan daha fazla bonus kazanıyorken eski usul istediğin gibi takabiliyorsun. Okey. Bazı yeni donanımlar gelmiş. Bazı yerleri kısıtlamışlar. Okey, bunları denememiz lazım. Bunlara şöyle bir detaylıca bakmamız lazım. Bu videoda çok bir şey anlatmamışlar. Sadece çok böyle kısa bir özet geçmişler anladığım kadarıyla. Muhtemelen bunun portalda haberi vardır. Bir haberi yayınlanmıştır diye düşünüyorum. Aynen. Donanım 2.0 testi 2 Haziran'da başlıyor. Video var. Baya bir yazılar var. Seviyelerde ne oluyor? Tamam. Mevzuyu anladık. Burada hepsini tek tek anlatmış. Ne değişikliğe sebebiyet veriyor diye. Bunu tek tek okuyup bakmak lazım. Buna bir zaman ayırmak lazım. 2 Haziran'da da Sandbox Test Server'ında tek tek tüm donanımları açıklamıştı. Güzel. 2 Haziran'da da Sandbox Test Server'ında bunları deniyor olacağız. Peki, anladım. Arayüzlerini değiştirmişler. Evet gençler. Ön yükleme için 1 Haziran saat 16'da Sandbox Test Server'ını indirebiliyor olacaksınız. İndirmek için siz de WoT'un sitesindeki bu habere gelin ve şurada teste katılın butonuna tıklayın. Siz de Sandbox zımbırtısını indirin, yükleme zımbırtısını. Bilgisayarınıza kurarsınız. Bırakırsınız. Siz de bilgisayarlarınızda denemeye başlarsınız. Ben bunu indirdim. Yayından sonra açar kurarım Sandbox'ı. Olay bu. 2 Haziran'da açılacaksa herhalde 2 Haziran'da yetişebilirsek, yetişemezsek 3 Haziran'da biz de açar yayınla hep beraber inceleriz bu konuyu. Anlaşıldı yani, bayağı bir değişiklik getirmeyi planlıyorlar. Tabi burada konuştuğu şeyler %100 gelecek değil. Yani bunu unutmayın. Sandbox Test Server'ına gelen çoğu şey oyuna gelmek zorunda değil. Aynı şey. Kavrulmuş fındık. Eyvallah. Kesene bereket. Teşekkür ediyorum. Hoş geldin sen de aramıza. Hoş geldin. Evet, dediğim gibi 2 Haziran'da yani takvimlerimiz Salı'yı gösterdiğinde bir problem olmazsa Salı akşamı yayında biz de bunu test ediyor, deniyor oluruz sevgili pıtırcıklarım. Yani olay bu. Demedi deme, getirecekleri ekipmanlarla EBR'lerin görüş mesafesi 400 metre olur. Bakacağız, deneyeceğiz yani. EBR'de alırız. Behçet'e bırkılma çıbığı da takarız az önce. Abi o neydi ya? O 2 tane çocuğun oyun içi istatistiklerini merak ediyorum gerçekten. Hadi o mouse'a can puanı ekleyen mi dersin? Behçet'e burkulma çubuğu takan mı dersin? Yani merak ediyorum aga, hani kimlerle beraber. Ey. Hadi bakalım. Neyse. Dediğim gibi 2 Haziran'da burayı da YouTube'a atarız. YouTube'dan da 2 Haziran akşamında gelmek isteyenler olabilir. Gelirsiniz, hep beraber test ederiz. Siz de kendiniz de indirip Sandbox test serverına katılıp deneyebilirsiniz gençler. Hadi bakalım. Biz de kendi yayınımıza geçelim.